Through my life experience, I have learned to rely wholly on the merits of He who is mighty to save, Jesus Christ. I am so grateful for God's perfect plan for my life that would give me the experiences that I have needed, and I trust that He will continue to give me the experiences that I will need to establish and to foster a relationship with Jesus Christ. Every ounce of joy and light and peace that I have in my life, I owe directly to that relationship that I have with my Savior. Life is meant to be a struggle. We are sent here to learn how to struggle and to suffer with the Savior, to take His yoke upon us so that we can be made sufficient and whole through His strength and through His goodness and His merits. And because of that, it is necessary for us to have a hard time sometimes and to struggle so that we can learn to turn to Him. My mom was born to two young teenagers who got married at a very young age and started a family under pretty tough circumstances. My grandfather was extremely abusive, just a brutal man. My mom remembers at the age of probably about 6 being sent out by her father into the frigid night air to go and find and retrieve her mom. And my mom remembers that as she stepped through the door to go out into the snow, that she looked down and she saw the trail of blood drops in the snow, and she followed those. And that is how she found my grandmother, or her mother, was by following her blood to her neighbor's apartment. Several years after that experience, and a lot more abuse and violence, my grandfather shot and killed my grandmother, and then shot and killed himself, leaving my mom at the age of 8 and her 3 younger brothers just with a very, very tough circumstance, which left them very damaged and very wounded and filled with anger and fear and pain and suffering. 11 years after that happened, my mom and dad started their own family, and there was a lot of grief and anguish that my mom really started to process and work through as she became a mom. And it was hard, it was painful. But the thing that I'm so grateful about my experience in this perfect plan that God developed just for me is that I learned from my mom what it looks like to constantly turn and return to the Savior, to seek His strength, to seek His guidance, to seek His comfort, to seek His healing, and to seek His light and warmth and peace. It is something that I watched her do constantly, again and again and again. Through that experience, my mom really set me on a path to learn some powerful truths that have just become the anchor and the foundation of my life. Number 1, we are meant to be here in a process where we are not complete, we are not perfect yet, but we struggle and we suffer with the Savior. And as we do that, He takes our meager and our imperfect offering, and bit by bit and grace by grace, He is able to transform us and draw us closer and closer unto Him, and gradually to become more and more like him. I am just so grateful for that. I am grateful for the path that she set me on to learn the truth that where I am at today is perfect if I am yoked with him and trying to become more like him and trying to draw near unto him. I've learned that he is always there, that his position and his openness to a relationship with me is constant. It never changes. And that when I feel far away from him, it is because my location has changed. And so when I feel that distance, I've learned that I need to reach out to him and step closer to him and to draw near unto him. I've learned that when I say that I'm not good enough, I'll never be good enough, that what I'm really saying is my Savior isn't good enough. He's not enough to make me whole and to fill me and perfect me in my weakness. And I've learned that that is faithless and ungrateful. And I am so grateful for that recognition, because what I've learned is to find sufficiency in my imperfection through him. He fills me with sufficiency right here, right now. I've learned that establishing a relationship with him is a daily, moment-to-moment effort that he wants with me, and that my relationship with him is for right here, right now. And I testify that a relationship with the Savior is meant for you right here, right now, right where you are at in your progression. He is always there waiting. He loves you no matter what. He is not surprised by where you are at today or who you are today. He knows you. He loves you perfectly, and he wants you to draw near unto him so that you can begin to feel his light and warmth and peace and sufficiency right here, right now. I invite you to draw near to the Savior now.